Hello, my dear apprentices. This is your coach, Mr. Magno. We're back with Module 4, Lesson 9. Find fractions of a measurement. Let's start with a problem that it's already solved. Now, here's the beautiful thing about this. You have the power to analyze things when it's been done for you already. So let's look at this problem. So we have 1/4 of a yard that equals 9. Let me see, I need to select my highlighter. Actually, I'm going to select a pen. So that's already, you know what? Let me lock this thing. Okay, anyways. So here is the answer already. It was given to us already. So now, if this is the answer, and it's already done for us, so let's analyze this. Now, remember, one of the things that they did not mention here is that 1 yard equals 36 inches. Okay, so when you know that, I think they make a lot of fuss here. If you think about this, when you have, let me rewrite the problem. So let's say I'm looking at this and I'm going to find out what this is. So if you have 1/4 of a yard, then all you got to do is you're going to rewrite the same fraction. And now this yard, we're going to substitute it for 36 inches. And remember, it has to be 1/4 of a yard. So that will be times 36. Okay. And now, as we've been doing it for a while now, for the last probably 4 lessons, we can see that if you have this situation here, we're going to rewrite it in this manner. Okay, let's see. Yes, let's rewrite it. So let's say equal. So numerator, the 1, multiplies the numerator, 36, and it is divided by 4. Remember that 36 is a whole number. It always has a 1 below it. So 4 times 1 equals 4. Now, when you solve a problem like this, if you look at the denominator is 4. To make this multiplication easier and a little more, a little quicker, I think, 4 can be divided by 4. And the other number that can be divided by 4 above is 36. So we're going to reduce those, and we're going to divide those two numbers by 4. And that's going to make our solving this problem easier. You're going to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so when you have 36 divided by 4, I know that 9 times 4 equals 36. Okay, so that will be the answer. 36 divided by 4 equals 9. And 4 divided by 4 equals 1. So now, we're going to rewrite again this multiplication. However, we're going to replace the 36 is no longer a 36. We're going to replace it with the 9 times 9. Okay, and now we're not going to write the 4. We're going to replace it with the 1, because that's exactly why we did the problem. Look how simple this is. 1 times 9 equals 9. And that 1 is just a 1. Any number divided by 1 equals the same number. So it's going to be, the answer is going to be 9. Now, if we return to the original problem, you'll see that that's exactly what we did. Okay, let's try one problem on our own. So this is the problem right here. So again, it is important to know 1 meter, how many centimeters. This is 1 meter, and these are the centimeters. So we need to know this. If you have your agenda, find out how much is 1 meter and in centimeters. So that's 100. Okay, that's very important. Let me tell you why. Because this is what's going to help you solve the problem. That right there. So we're going to rewrite it. 3/5. Instead of writing a meter, we're going to write it in centimeters, because we have to convert it in centimeters. So 1 meter, instead of writing it like that, it's going to be, because it's 3/5 of a meter, and a meter is 100 centimeters. Now we have set up our problem. Now recall, so this is easy for you to remember, whole numbers have a 1 as denominators. So let's set up this, redo this multiplication of fractions. So we're going to multiply the numerators, 3 times 100. And the denominators is 5 times 1. Okay? Now, because we're going to make this easier, if you notice that the answer on the bottom is going to be simple. So if you look at the bottom part, we can say that this right here, the 5 times 1 equals 5. Well, you know what? Let's look at the denominator. The 5 can be divided by 5. And out of the two numbers on the top, the numerator 3 and the numerator 100, the only numerator that can be divided by 5 is 100, because you can do that one evenly. So when you do that, you're going to reduce the size of that fraction. So they both can be divided by 5. So 100 divided by 5 equals 20. And 5 divided by 5 equals 1. So now we're going to rewrite the multiplication again. So there is a 3, so that's a 3, times, we're not going to write this 100 anymore. We're going to write a 20 instead, because we reduced the number. And we're not going to write the 5, we're going to write the 1 now, because we reduced the number. So 1 times 1 equals 1. So that will be the answer below. So 3 times 20 equals 60. 60 over 1 equals 6 divided by 1 equals 60. So that will be the answer, 60 centimeters, my friends, 60 centimeters. Okay, let's continue to practice. Rewind this video if that was not clear. Go back and look at the steps that you need to look at carefully. All right, now this one is a word problem, but it's the exact same process. So let's look at this one. It says, Michelle measured the length of her forearm. It was 3/4 of a foot. There is our problem. There is our problems right there. 3/4 of a foot. Okay. Okay, now there it is. Now, how long is her forearm in inches? So we have to calculate how much is, first of all, we need to remember that 1 foot equals 12 inches. Capiche? Oh yeah, Mr. Magno, I remember that. So now we have to rewrite the problem. 3/4. We're not going to write off, we're going to write times. And instead of writing foot, we're going to write that in inches, which is 12 inches. So we're going to write 12. And this is going to set up our problem. So now our multiplication is numerator times numerator divided by denominator, which is 4. Now, always search for a numbers. For example, in this case, the denominator 4 can be divided by 4. The 3 cannot be divided by 4, but the 12 can be divided by 4. So we're going to do that. We're going to divide both of them by 4. And 12 divided by 4 equals 3. And 4 divided by 4 equals 1. So here's what we do. We're going to rewrite the problem. So we have a 3 times. We're not going to write the 12 anymore. We're going to write the 3 times 3. And we're not going to write the 4 anymore. We're going to write the 1. So that makes our multiplication simpler. 3 times 3 equals 9 and over 1. And any number divided by 1 equals the same number. So that's 9. So what is the answer? So Michelle measured the length. The question is, Michelle measured the length of her forearm. It was 3/4 of a foot. How long is her forearm in inches? So now we can say the answer. We can type the answer because we found it. So we're going to say that, let me move this box over here somewhere. Where's my text? There it is. Okay. So we say Michelle's apostrophe is a forearm is, how many inches we said? 9 inches. So that will be the answer. Okay, my friends, make sure you guys watch this video again. It's a very powerful tool because a video you can rewind it and you can look closely at what you about each of the steps of the process, and each step is the same. Remember, find fractions of a measurement. Signing out, your coach, Mr. Magno. Please become a better mathematician by reviewing these videos over and over until your mind masters it. Signing out, your coach.